Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Picture standing on a cliff overlooking the ocean, wind whipping your hair, waves crashing below, the sun setting in streaks of red and gold. In your hand, you hold a small compass, an unassuming little device, yet it holds a secret. A needle that points north, unwavering, even when the storm rages around you. That tiny needle is not magic, it is magnetism at work. Now imagine walking through your daily life, hardly noticing the invisible forces that surround you. The electricity powering your lights, the magnets keeping your phone speakers vibrating, the hard drives storing every photo you've ever taken, all guided by the same invisible principle. Magnetic forces are everywhere, yet largely unnoticed. And yet, these unseen forces shape our world in ways that are both astonishing and beautiful. Today, we are going to embark on a journey together. A journey through history, science, nature, and imagination. We will meet curious minds who unlocked secrets of the universe, see how magnetism powers technology, explore mysteries still unsolved, and reflect on the invisible forces that shape our own lives. By the end of this talk, I hope you will see magnetism not only as a scientific phenomenon, but as a metaphor, a reminder that even unseen forces can move the world. And so, let us begin this journey by stepping back in time to when humans first noticed the mysterious pull of lodestones and began to unlock the secrets of the magnetic universe. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a force so powerful, yet invisible, that it shapes the world around us without our noticing. A force that guides our compasses, powers our technology, and even protects our planet from deadly cosmic radiation. This force is all around us. It is magnetic force. From the moment we wake up and turn on our smartphones to the electricity that lights our homes, magnetism is silently at work. Yet, how often do we stop to consider it? How often do we marvel at the invisible force that makes the world function? Today, I want to take you on a journey, not just of science, but of curiosity, history, and human ingenuity into the fascinating world of magnetic forces. Let me start with a question. Have you ever held a magnet and felt it snap to another? Almost magically? That simple pull, that invisible tug, is the gateway to one of the most incredible forces in our universe. And what I hope to show you today is that understanding magnetism is not just about science. It's about seeing the hidden forces that shape our lives and our world. Part 1. The history and discovery of magnetism. 10 minutes. The story of magnetism begins thousands of years ago. Ancient civilizations discovered naturally magnetized rocks called lodestones. In China and Greece, people noticed that these stones could attract iron, and they used them to develop early compasses for navigation. Imagine being a sailor in 1000 AD, lost at sea, and suddenly your journey could be guided by an invisible force pointing north. That must have seemed like magic. Centuries later, in the 16th century, a man named William Gilbert, a physician to Queen Elizabeth I, published a groundbreaking book called De Magni. He proposed that the Earth itself was a giant magnet. This was revolutionary. Suddenly, magnetism was no longer just a curiosity, it was part of understanding our planet. Then came the connection between electricity and magnetism. Hans Christian Ørsted in 1820 discovered that an electric current could create a magnetic field. Soon after, Michael Faraday demonstrated that a changing magnetic field could generate electricity. This was the birth of electromagnetism, the idea that electricity and magnetism are deeply intertwined. Think about it. From a tiny needle pointing north to the entire planet acting as a magnet, humans were slowly uncovering an invisible world that would one day power the modern era. This history reminds us that curiosity, just staring at a simple compass needle, can change the course of human knowledge. Part 2. The science behind magnetic forces. So, what exactly is a magnetic force? At its core, magnetism arises from the motion of electric charges. Every magnet has a north and a south pole. Opposite poles attract, like poles repel. This simple rule creates the complex interactions that we observe in the natural and technological world. Visualize this. If I sprinkle iron filings around a magnet, they align along invisible lines, creating a pattern we call a magnetic field. These are the pathways along which magnetic force flows. Even though we cannot see the field, its effects are undeniable. But it gets more fascinating. Electromagnetism shows us that electricity and magnetism are two sides of the same coin. Pass a current through a wire and you generate a magnetic field. Wrap that wire into a coil and you have an electromagnet powerful enough to lift cars or hold trains in the air. Even our planet is magnetic. The Earth's magnetic field shields us from harmful solar radiation, guiding compasses, birds, and even sea turtles. Without it, life as we know it would be impossible. Imagine a superhero shield stretching around the entire planet. This is Earth's magnetic field in action. And here's a mind-blowing fact. Magnetism is ultimately a quantum phenomenon. The tiny spinning electrons inside atoms create tiny magnetic fields. Collectively, these spins make the materials around us magnetic. From the smallest particle to the largest planet, magnetism connects all scales of our universe. Part 3. Everyday applications of magnetic forces. Magnetism is not just a curiosity. It powers our modern lives in ways we often overlook. Consider transportation. Maglev trains use magnetic levitation to float above tracks, eliminating friction and reaching speeds over 300 miles per hour. They move almost silently, guided entirely by magnetic forces. In medicine, MRI machines harness powerful magnets to peer inside the human body without a single incision. They allow doctors to detect tumors, monitor brain activity, and even diagnose heart conditions. All thanks to magnetism. Our technology, too, relies heavily on magnets. Hard drives, smartphones, wireless chargers, they all rely on magnetic principles. Even renewable energy technologies, like wind turbines and hydroelectric generators, use electromagnetism to turn motion into electricity. And nature itself is magnetic. Birds, sea turtles, and even some bacteria use Earth's magnetic field to navigate. A robin migrating thousands of miles doesn't have GPS. It has a natural compass built into its very being. Magnetism is the invisible guide for all life. Part 4. The mysteries and frontiers of magnetism. 10 minutes. Despite all we know, magnetism still holds mysteries. Scientists search for magnetic monopoles, particles with only one magnetic pole. If found, they could revolutionize physics. Quantum magnetism, where electron spins interact in complex ways, is opening the door to spintronics, technology that could replace conventional electronics, making computers faster and more energy efficient. In energy, magnetic confinement in fusion reactors like tokamaks uses powerful magnetic fields to contain plasma hotter than the sun. Mastering this could provide limitless, clean energy for humanity. The frontier of magnetism is a reminder. No matter how much we discover, the universe always holds surprises. It challenges us to keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep imagining. Part 5. Inspiring reflection. 5 minutes. Magnetism is more than science. It is a metaphor. Just as magnetic forces attract and repel, our lives are shaped by invisible forces: curiosity, perseverance, passion. Like a compass needle pulled toward the north, these forces guide us toward our goals. Consider the scientists who discovered magnetism. They were guided by a force unseen to others, the force of curiosity. They experimented, failed, tried again, and ultimately changed the world. This is a lesson for all of us. The invisible can be powerful, and unseen forces can transform our lives if we pay attention. Conclusion. 5 minutes. Today we've traveled from ancient lodestones to modern technology, from the microscopic spins of electrons to the magnetic shield protecting our planet. Magnetism is everywhere, quiet, invisible, yet undeniably powerful. I want you to leave today thinking about the unseen forces in your own life. What are the invisible forces guiding your decisions, your dreams, your ambitions? Just as magnets shape the world around us, so too can your curiosity and passion shape your future. And next time you feel a pull, whether from a magnet or an idea, remember, even invisible forces can move the world. As we reach the end of our journey today, I want you to take a deep breath and imagine again that tiny compass needle on the stormy ocean cliff. Invisible forces, guiding, shaping, protecting, powering life, even when we do not see them. This is the essence of magnetism. But beyond science, magnetism teaches us something profound. The unseen forces, curiosity, creativity, persistence, love, and passion can have the greatest impact in our lives. Just as electrons spin, creating invisible magnetic fields, our small actions, ideas, and choices ripple out into the world in ways we cannot always measure. From the first lodestones to the latest quantum discoveries, magnetism reminds us that the invisible is often the most powerful. It calls on us to look closer, to experiment, to question, and to dream. It calls on us to harness the unseen forces in our own lives to guide us toward discovery, innovation, and meaning. So I leave you with this thought. Next time you feel a pull, whether it is a magnet, an idea, or a dream, remember that invisible forces can move the world. And you too can be a force that shapes the world in ways unseen yet extraordinary. Thank you.